because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
So what an opportunity right from the word go. Here's 1st and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Here come the Bengals now to take over. Leading the charge will be their quarterback, always fun to watch, Deshaun Watson. And the Bengals pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. After the sack on 1st down, Watson trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Browns are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Browns on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Out of the gun, Watson. Ertz over the middle. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
He'll air this one out for Boyd. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Watson. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. Touchdown! T. Higgins, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Well, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots, and here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game. I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. After the interception, here's Watson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
That's interference.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
That was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Touchdown, Browns! Anthony Schwartz, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken at the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this. I see what they were trying to do there, trying to find some dead space in the middle of the field and take their shot right there. A really good idea, but it winds up incomplete.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver? Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. A little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. These two teams all tied after 1. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. To throw is Watson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
This is taken at the 15. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. There's Beckham. Great grab. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 24-yard line.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
The kick by Carlson is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now Watson. This one hauled in by Sample. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Vision and speed, 2 of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there. On first down, it's Watson. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Let's go, Wolverines!
The Browns drive about to get started. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Second and 6. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 78 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Tyler Boyd and the rest of the offense heading back out, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On first down, Watson. And this will be swung out here for counter. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down, Watson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold, touchdown! Odell Beckham hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. He'll dump this one off to Conner. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Watson. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So we reach halftime. And you want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second. From Cleveland, and to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys are lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Now Chubb running right. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach, and let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers, and they're growing louder that he shouldn't be around next year. He essentially stormed out of that meeting you just referenced with the reporters. How did he end it? We're done here. Well, that's a function of losing and all the pressure that's on him. You hear about pressure creating diamonds? In this case, it's bursting the pipes of the coach.
And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on fourth down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little...
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Now a first down throw. Watson throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb, and he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. You know, following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Watson. Throw right side into the hands of the tight end, Sample. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Chris Barnes there on the stop. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, they'll throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A give running right is Chubb. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from walking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
As you said earlier, this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold, because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scout.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they, unfortunately, are staring at a mini-losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Handoff comes to Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell. Touchdown, Browns! Austin Hooper, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Maybe a frustration penalty there, because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
Watson on first down. To Connor on the check down. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. From just shy of midfield. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Myles Garrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. The Bengals on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9. Watson now to throw. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now it's Watson. And that will be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. Chubb will have the first down and much more. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
55 rushing yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals 35. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he'll take this ahead for about 4, 2nd down coming up. The run got 4, now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And again, it's Chubb. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the point.